What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Scene Invaders podcast channel. I'm Chad.
I'm Carly.
And this is Chad and Carly's Creepy Corner. So we've been churning these videos out, and we decided, it's fucking July, guys. So we might as well talk about some of our favorite summer horror movies. There are so many to pick from. And this is honestly like kind of one of my wheelhouse areas of horror. I love like camp slashers and all that kind of stuff. So this was a super fun list to make. And yeah, we've been excited to talk about this one. We probably could have been on this one a little bit earlier, but we're into July. So if you're looking for something fun to watch that has summer vibes, I think we have you covered in this one. And we're doing things a little bit different this time. If you've seen the podcast, you know that we bring up slides occasionally, and that's what we're going to do here. So we got slides flying in and out, and, and trailer footage and everything coming at you guys. And we're going to get started with Miss Carly because she has an honorable mention on top of her 3 that she picked. So we're going to bring up Miss Carly's iconic color combo of slides. What's it? Wait, hold on. Favorite summer vibe horror movie? Hell yeah, that's exactly what this is too. Summer vibes everywhere, guys. And we're going to go on to her honorable mention, which now I realize I've seen. But yeah, anyway, honorable mention for Miss Carly.
And so when I was trying to think of what I would put on my favorite summer vibe horror movies, I tried to think of fun ones to keep it light, because I am already miserable in the summer because I prefer fall and winter and boot weather. Tights, skirts, stuff like that. Yeah, that's me. But in order to keep it light, I minus my honorable mention, of course, I wanted to try to pick some fun, horror type movies. But this honorable mention, which is Stephen King's The Raft. This was actually a horror short story by Stephen King, and it was adapted to film as a segment in the 1987 horror anthology Creepshow 2. Yes. And
Applause
so
for Creepshow 2.
And a lot of people, always talk about how Jaws scared them so much they refused to go into the ocean afterwards. But what Jaws did for the ocean, this very short segment is the reason I typically refuse to swim in small bodies of water. I can't do it.
I am with you 100%. Not exactly because of this, but just in general, I am with you on that one.
Yeah, it's rough. This one is a group of teens. They go to a place they're clearly not supposed to go to. We don't find out until after they're already there that it says no swimming allowed, things like that. But they go out to this raft, and unfortunately, there's some kind of a floating creature thing there, and it's highly effective. I think it was just basically a trash bag with some dish soap and things like that, like mixed in with it. But it's truly effective and very grisly. The practical effects really hold up in this.
I was going to say, I know this would be effective for me. I know I've seen this. It's been a super long time, though. I am a person. So let's have a story time really quick. I am terrified of water, not pools or anything like that, but the ocean, a lake. I'm absolutely under no circumstances going to put my body in that and swim. No. I live in Florida, so I live by beaches, and I'll like wade in up to my knees, but that's as far as it goes for me. There's way entirely too much unknown out there, and I don't like it. It scares me, and I have an irrational fear of anything that lives inside water. No, even the smallest, I don't care. Nope.
Yep.
I'm not losing my toes. No. I don't like
as soon as something weird brushes up against my leg, that's enough for me. I'm like, oh, I'm out.
All done with that for sure. So yeah, I know this would be effective for me. This sounds like something I need to queue up for sure because like I said, it's been a super long time. So
yes,
great choice. This is feeling summer vibes as fuck for sure. All right, so we're gonna move on to her next one. Since she had an honorable mention, she went first with the 2. So
all right, then leading into Tremors. Oh man, this movie,
a classic.
Right? Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, they both have great chemistry in it. It's funny. It's one of my favorite creature features. Has one of the best creature designs in it. The practical effects still hold up to this day. It spawned a whole franchise of movies. I would have to say, I think I've only seen the first 3. So I can't.
There are at least like 5 or 6 of these, right?
I want to say there might be like 6 or 7.
Okay, yeah.
I think there was even a show. But yeah, I haven't watched all of those, but I I think like the first three are pretty solid. So
Am I having a fever dream, or was Reba McEntire in one of these?
yes, she is. That's her with
Okay.
her husband. I forgot the
Oh,
actor's
yes.
name, but
Okay.
his character's name is Burt Gummer, and
Okay.
he comes back pretty much, I think, for pretty much all of them, including the show. Probably,
Okay.
he's a big staple in it. But yeah,
Yeah, I love this growing up. I have not seen this in absolutely forever, but I loved it for sure. And yeah, this makes me want to watch it again, especially since it's summer.
oh yeah,
So yeah, great choice, man. Very good.
thank you.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna move on to my first one, guys. My choices are all over the place. And I mean, anybody who watches anything that we do knows that that is not shocking. So the first thing that I wanted to mention is a movie that I feel like is just so wildly underappreciated. I feel like nobody ever talks about it. I think it's so good, so much better than you would ever expect it to be, and just something that always I found extremely memorable. And every time I've rewatched it, I think it is excellent. And that movie is called The Ruins, written
Mm.
by Scott B. Smith, based on a novel of the same name written by him and directed by Carter Smith. I'm going to read from IMDb. A leisurely Mexican holiday takes a turn for the worse when a group of friends and fellow tourists embark on a remote archaeological dig in the jungle where something evil lives among the ruins. And yeah, that's absolutely what happens. These people are in Mexico and they end up at this like the site of this like ruined temple essentially. And all of a sudden, we're gonna spoil these things, guys. I guess it's gonna be good to go ahead and get that out there. I'll put it in the title as well, so everybody knows. But this movie's been around since God, what, like the early 2000s. So I think it's okay. But if you haven't seen it, skip out, watch it, and come back. But yeah, they end up trapped basically at this temple. And they come to find out basically that the plants inside this temple are trying to kill them. They're like mimicking sounds and mimicking things. And this actually turns incredibly bloody and gruesome and kind of scary, honestly. Like it takes a lot to really truly scare me, but this was just so freaky the way that it all unfolds. And because it is so mysterious for a while, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's down in there, like making noises and calling their names. And when you find out it's the plants, it just, that sounds so not appealing, I think. But the way that they handle it here, it's all played so seriously. And I think that it's all the better for it because this is not campy. This is not schlocky in any way. This is like true, straightforward horror in every sense. And yeah, like I said, I just feel like this is slept on, guys. And The Ruins is something, yeah, see it. And it just absolutely screams summer. You can feel like the scorching Mexico heat and all that kind of stuff as they're trapped up on top of this thing. And yeah, this is a super good one, man. I love this movie. I am sad to say though that it does not seem this is streaming anywhere. This is when I looked for this, the only option I ever found was just to purchase it. So yeah, this doesn't seem to be terribly readily available, but I would say it's absolutely worth the rental price or even the $15 purchase price if you know you like pretty hardcore, bloody, violent horror. I think this one's got you covered for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's genuinely terrifying too,
Yeah.
because especially as you are watching it, you realize, oh my God, even if I just like basically just brush up against one of these things, I could be infected.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you're basically left for dead there. Nobody, the natives don't want anybody to leave once they've touched this.
Yeah, exactly. Because while they're up there, they're in this battle against basically like these plants and this infection and this group of people who have surrounded where they are because they don't want them getting off of this thing and potentially spreading this. So it's like the evil humans versus the evil plants and all of these kids who are just trapped in the middle. And yeah, it's kind of bleak too. This isn't a happy ending movie by any means.
And Jenna Malone is awful in it. She's so terrible.
I love her, but
I
don't disagree. But I always love her on film. I'm just like, oh, Jenna Malone. She's so much fun. But yeah, I agree with that statement for sure. But yeah, The Ruins, man, get into it. Rent it, buy it. All right. So next up for Miss Carly.
Ooh, The Lost Boys.
Summer at its peak.
For real. I mean, it's 80s peak. It's summer peak. It's hot boys. Look at all those hot people.
Yes.
Right there. And
sexy young vampires.
That's right. Motherfucking Tim Capello.
Yeah.
Gotta always have him playing the saxophone.
Yeah, this just feels like a summer break type of movie.
Yes. I love it. I'm never not bored. Like I could just throw this on at any time.
Oh
Just
yeah.
have it on in the background.
Comfort
Love it.
watch. And if you guys haven't been listening to the podcast, we recast this movie recently. And that was so fun because we just took all the major roles here and kind of put a modern spin on it and put who's working today, who we would put in these roles. We had some really good choices for that one. That was super duper fun. Yeah.
I think and I think we all agreed that Jacob Tremblay would be, would be Corey Haim's character.
Friend of the show, Jacob Tremblay.
Yes.
He's been mentioned a lot
Perfect.
recently, and he's been basically lesson here is you can cast him in anything and everything, and he's gonna have a role somewhere, man.
That's right.
Yes, Lost Boys, so good, great choice. So going in a wildly different direction. For my next choice.
Yeah, Chad is very serious. With
Yeah,
his
mine
choices.
are definitely, except for my last one, mine are a little more on the serious side for sure. I tend to like things that are dark and bleak and not so happy and all that kind of stuff. So that brings us to Ari Aster's second film, Midsummer. Hereditary, his first feature film, is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made. And I was beside myself with excitement when Midsummer came out. And this movie did not disappoint for me at all. I ended up seeing this 3 times in the theater. To the original cut of it, and this is a pretty long movie. The original cut, I think, is like 2.5 hours long. And then I saw the extended director's cut, which I think added another maybe like 20 or 30 minutes onto it, something like that. And I'm just going to read from IMDb, guys. A couple travels to Northern Europe to visit a rural hometown's fabled Swedish midsummer festival. What begins as an idyllic retreat quickly devolves into an increasingly violent and bizarre competition at the hands of a pagan cult. One thing that is so interesting about this film is that it does something that you rarely see in horror, is that it all takes place in daylight, because in the part of the world where they are, it is light 24 hours a day at this time of year. And it's just so not often that you see that. And Florence Pugh, her character in this film, has just lost her whole family, her sister, her parents, and she goes with her boyfriend while they're currently in the midst of a rocky relationship with some friends to go to this midsummer festival through other friends that they know. And just what unfolds from there is just a psychotic mind fuck of a film. It's so insane. The way this unfolds is so wild. It's not super violent. It's much more of a psychological thing. And just to see the manipulation taking place kind of all around them to get everybody what to be doing, what they're supposed to be doing, and all of this, it just is such a fascinating movie. And this has, you've seen it depicted a number of times in films, people on psychedelic drugs, and there are sequences of people taking mushrooms in this film, and this is the most realistic depiction I have ever seen of something like that in a movie that I can think of. Of course, I haven't seen every movie, but I was just like, wow, that kind of hits, and that feels, I've heard what that might be like.
Sure. My friend told me.
Yeah, my friend told me that it could be like that. But yeah, I think this is just such a wild ride, and it's a little bit deliberate in its pace. It's not super fast paced. It's not the quickest moving thing in the world, but I think it's completely riveting from start to finish. And as you watch this descent into madness that Florence Pugh's character has to go through by the end of it, and with that final shot and everything, it just, you feel wiped out by this. So this is not a light watch, not by any means. This is not what I would call fun, but this is quality filmmaking from a director that I absolutely love and can't wait. He is now like, then I hear Ari Aster and whatever movie he has coming out next, I am beyond excited for it. I even liked Beau is Afraid. I know that was super divisive. And then he has a film coming out July 18th called Eddington, which I am super duper pumped for too. And yeah, Midsummer, if for some reason you haven't seen this, please go see it, and see Hereditary too. That's not on this list, but we're going to honorable mention that shit, even though it's not summary at all. Hereditary, again, in my opinion, one of the best horror films ever made. Did you like Midsummer? You can say no.
I was waiting for you to ask me. I was like, oh God. Um, well, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I have actually never sat down and watched the whole thing in its entirety.
Okay.
I have watched many videos talking about many scenes
Okay.
and stuff like that. I think it's just after Hereditary, I was just like, I don't know if I can do another feel bad kind of bleak,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just but I totally understand why people enjoy it. It's just
Mhm.
not really my cup of tea.
This one definitely is very dark. Visually, it's so much
Oh,
different.
yes.
Very though.
It's very
Hereditary is
pretty.
very like dour and dark
Uh-huh.
and black and bleak, and the tones of the movie. This is, I mean, all in daylight. It's beautiful. The surroundings are beautiful. It's just the subject matter and the psychological element here that
Mhm.
are just, yeah, it's just not a feel good movie at all. So I totally get that. Absolutely fair. I will say I don't think this is quite as dark as Hereditary. That movie is like
That's
pitch
good, yeah.
black dark. And this is not light by any means, but it just doesn't quite go as
Mhm.
deep dark as Hereditary. But yeah, one day if you muster up the strength, if you're feeling it, or if you're just feeling like, you know what, I want to feel bad for 2.5 hours, I'm going to
Mhm.
throw on Midsummer. Highly recommended. Such a great movie, man. All right, and it looks like Miss Carly's last choice. Oh my God, what
Mhm.
is it? Actually, I don't remember what it is. So this could be a surprise to me too. I forget. Oh no, I know. Okay,
Okay.
we're going on to her final choice.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Summer
Uh,
vibes.
yes, for sure. We got the cabin. I love. Let's see. We got Tyler Labine and Alan Tudyk. They play a pair of well-meaning hillbillies who are mistaken for killers by a group of clueless college students, and I feel like that pretty much encapsulates the movie pretty well. If you know any of the horror tropes where the college students or the kids run across the creepy hillbillies, unfortunately, I just love how they've filmed everything. It just works for me, the humor, because you could totally see why somebody would think that these people are creeps.
Of
Tucker
course,
and
yeah.
Dale are like bad guys, but you're like, oh, okay, no, it totally makes sense now how they've filmed it and what is actually going on, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, so the kids end up they basically end up killing themselves in random ways by thinking that they're trying to get away from these guys that are bad guys, but obviously they're not bad guys. It's just a series of mishaps that continue to happen throughout the entire movie, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And horror comedy is a thing that doesn't always work super well for me, but I
Mm-mm.
think this is one of the great horror comedies.
Yes.
It almost just feels like a perfect movie. It's so watchable. It's so the perfect mix of everything. It's so much fun. It's genuinely funny, and this is a great choice. It just feels like summer.
Mhm.
Feels more summery than summer. Yeah, Carly's got you with the feel good list.
That's
I got
okay.
you with the feel bad one.
Well, I just figured, I looked at your choices. I was like, I'm going to come at it from I gotta feel a little bit more breezy, a little bit
Yeah,
more summery. But no, I love your choices too, though. They're
good.
hardcore.
Yeah, it keeps it fun. It gives a nice variety of things too. We got something for everyone covered on this
Yes.
list. That's for sure. Yes, excellent choice. I love this. This is something I've not seen for a couple years, probably. So this is prime for a rewatch for sure. But this I've actually seen
Mhm.
quite a number of times, especially for a horror comedy. Good choice. All right. And then my last choice. I don't think I'm alone in loving this movie. This is an absolute certified classic, in my opinion, and I think most horror people's opinion. It is a film that has an ending that once you see it, you'll never forget it, ever. It's
Mm-mm.
impossible to forget. And this is a post Friday the 13th camp slasher, basically, called Sleepaway Camp. This is written and directed by Robert Hitzik. And the IMDb description of this, bitch, I was like, what? It says bunks and showers are a mad stabber's beat at a summer camp strictly for teens. Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that kind of sums it up. But this is just a low budget, incredibly fun, kind of by the numbers in a lot of ways, camp slasher movie about a girl and her cousin who go off to camp for the summer, and suddenly everyone around them starts dying in very interesting ways. and they're trying to get to the bottom of who this is and what is going on. And I don't want to spoil this one just in case somehow somebody hasn't seen this. I feel like people who like horror, everybody knows what this is.
Mhm.
But this is the kind of twist in a movie at the end that if you don't know, I don't think you really could know unless you knew about this movie. It just hits from so out of left field that you're like, what in the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And it is something that will stick with you forever. Is this movie well made? No, not really. Is it well acted? Absolutely not. But is it pure and total magic and an absolute blast to watch? This would be my light choice on my list because this movie
Mhm.
just is a light, easy breezy. Like this just feels like the kind of thing you want to put on a screen out in like your backyard if you had like a projector and like could sit in the backyard and lay on sleeping bags and eat popcorn and just watch a silly, campy, kind of trashy slasher. And I adore this movie. And this is something that I think, due to the subject matter of it, that I don't want to get into here, is something that could not be made today. I think this is a subject matter that would be very much shied away from because everyone's so fucking soft
Mhm.
and everybody has to be protected at all costs from anything that might seem negative toward any type of a group of people. But I think this is just spectacular, a wonderful
Yes.
slasher.
And if you've seen the ending, you'll never forget that shot. You will definitely not.
Never. Have you seen the sequels to this?
I have not. No.
Okay. There are, I think, 2 more films. I think there's Sleepaway Camps 2 and 3.
Hmm.
I know I have seen them, but it was long ago.
Mhm.
If so, nothing really sticks out about them. There's something I've actually over the last couple of years really been meaning to watch again, but I know they never hit me as hard as the first one did. And this is a movie that I watch probably every couple of years at least because it's just the perfect like comfort like background movie. And I love trashy, shitty like 80s slashers, and this is just the epitome of that. Yeah, again, don't go in if you haven't seen it expecting anything well made or well acted or anything, but a good time. You'll definitely have a great time with this.
Mhm. Well, something that I did not mention on the honorable mentions, but I don't. Have you seen the season of American Horror Story? I think it's what is it?
The-
Summer '84,
oh yes,
or it's something. It's summer something. But anyways, that one that riffs off the entire '80s camp
Mhm.
vibe. That season was actually the last season that I watched of American Horror
Okay.
Story, but that was actually a really good season. It went kind of batshit fucking crazy towards the
Yeah,
end, but
it
it
always
still
does.
works. It still
Yeah,
works.
it started off so great. It had loved the slasher vibe to it and all that. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, this is the season for me. This was made for me. And I actually did end up liking that whole entire season.
Mhm.
I mean, American Horror Story is one of those shows where I always usually want to like it more than I actually end up
Right.
liking it. There are a couple seasons that I do genuinely love, but yeah, it's just I think sometimes they could keep it a little simpler at
Mhm.
times, and they just go a little bit too into left field at times with things that just, and I don't mind that, get weird with some shit,
Right.
get weird, but sometimes they get weird in a way that I don't quite understand, and that one almost gets there because
Mhm.
it turns basically from like a slasher into this like ghost story thing.
It was
It's like,
so
wait, what?
weird, and then, like, brought in what it was, the son of Sam or whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, "What? What are we doing?" I mean, I still loved every minute of it, but yeah, it was, like, fucking weird.
There is one other movie I should have put it as an honorable mention that I think absolutely encapsulates summer too. And I am a person who unapologetically loves found footage movies.
Mm.
It is kind of one of my favorite horror subgenres. I know people hate found footage, and I get it, I guess, in a way. But a lot of times for me, they can be extremely effective, especially on such a small budget and with
Mhm.
having so little like technical like wow and all that kind of stuff. I think sometimes that can be a bit more effective. But there was a movie called The Bay. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
I highly recommend it. It takes place, I think, over like 4th of July weekend. And there's
Mhm.
like this virus, basically like a flesh eating type of virus that starts to take out a whole entire town over like a holiday weekend. And this movie is incredibly effective. I think that's another one that kind of, it's not ever mentioned in the big like heavy hitter found footage names, but The Bay, I can't remember at this time who directed it, but it's a highly recommended, and it absolutely hits and fills those summer vibes in every single way. That would have been a perfect one for like our just past 4th of July weekend.
Mhm.
A perfect choice for that. And
Oh,
yeah.
and another one for that would be Return of the Living Dead, because that
Oh yeah.
actually takes place on July 3rd/4th. So
Oh, I love that. I love it. We need a good new like summer horror like franchise to come out. And I know they're about to release the kind of like reboot, remake, requel, whatever the fuck of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh God.
And,
I don't know about that.
and I'm kind of with you on that as well. I have some nostalgia for the original one,
Mhm.
but only because it was that like post Scream slasher craze. And I never like loved that movie. I just thought it was strange how they tried to make it this sort of like whodunit thing, but then the killer ended up being someone that you just never even knew,
Right?
and shit. And it just was
So
like
weird.
This mystery isn't really working like that. It could have been a little bit. I actually always liked. Oh god, this might get me roasted, but
Don't say part 2.
I always liked that one more than the first one.
Going with Jack Black.
Yes, there's just something about that one, and that one absolutely
Fair.
filled the summer vibes as well too, because they
Yes.
win a trip to go to this like secluded island that has basically been all but vacated because of horrible weather that's on its way. So they're trapped there with like 2 staff members and a killer on the loose.
Ben's son. Oh.
Yes. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Get it? Oh.
Yeah. Did you ever see the third one? I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I was just talking about this. I swear to God, I think this is true. I have not seen this for years. I actually used to own the DVD of this. I bought it from a video store when they would like put their used stuff. It was like $4.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, sure, I'll buy it. I've never seen it. And I swear in that one, the killer ends up like almost becoming like a supernatural thing that has like red glowing eyes and shit.
What?
Right.
That's crazy.
And I'm almost positive I'm not making that up. I think I only saw it one time because I was like, what the fuck is this? But I kind of want to revisit it and watch it because I was like, God, they went from this very like, I mean, based in reality, I guess, as much as like a slasher can be, but to like make the killer then suddenly be kind of supernatural and have these red glowing eyes. Very, very strange.
Yeah.
But also now I feel like something maybe I would appreciate. And I've seen the trailer for the new one a number of times now.
Every time I go to the theaters.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it looks fun. I'm going to absolutely go see it for sure. But I'm not sure. There was also a TV series from I Know What You Did Last Summer, like just a few years ago, I think on Prime.
Oh, wow.
Which I have never seen.
I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I should watch it though. Because I've been craving like summer vibe horror movies. So come through, I guess. Jennifer Love Hewitt. What are you waiting for?
Like, I know.
I need her to recreate that.
Exactly, with the cleavage. And yeah, she didn't even have it in the new movie. I was so very disappointed.
Right.
She was just so serious about it. I was like, come on, show me your cleavage. I need to know that you're serious about this, Jennifer.
I actually think the trailer looks fairly solid for the new one. Like, I think it's a pretty effective trailer. I mean, it looks like very what you would expect from it, but my hopes aren't high, though. They just aren't.
I'll be happy, though, if they killed the original cast members off in the new one. They should do that.
Amazing. They should. I agree.
In a respectful way. But
absolutely. All this sequel, requel stuff, like, I don't know. Like, it can work for me in some ways. And I think Scream actually did it really well, where it really is still a continuation, but they are kind of just like giving this to a new generation as well. So I thought they handled that well. But sometimes it does just feel like a kind of sloppy, cash grabby thing. And I'm just curious to know, is there a lot of like hunger for I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Well, not only that, but can we like just stop naming the movies like the same title as the original? Because it just gets confusing.
It does.
Because
you have Scream 2022, and let's like, I agree with that.
You mean 100%. Scream 5?
Yeah, God. It's like, come on, guys. We can do better than this for real. But yeah, if you guys have any summer horror movies that you love, recommend them in the comments below, because we are always looking for new stuff to watch, and we would love to engage with you there. And then come back later this week. We're going to have the podcast up as always, like we always try to, on Thursday or Friday, and another episode of Kachad and Corley's Chad and Carly's Creepy Corner in a week. And I don't know what the boys are up to. They might have something new coming out too. But thanks, guys, for coming back or
Mhm.
joining us for the first time. And we appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.